What up, YouTube? It's your boy Frankie J, back again with another episode of the Fantasy Blitz Show. Yes, giving you another day of straight 2 videos for y'all, alright? Did say that I had a busy weekend this weekend, so definitely just knocking all these videos out for y'all. So for this one, we got our DFS lineups for y'all, alright? So I did explain last week how the records were going. You know, each week we put in $5. Whoever has the best score on their lineup that week takes it all. So didn't do so well last week. Definitely took that L. Shout out to Kev with the W. But I definitely had to actually switch it up because I did DraftKings and FanDuel. Come to find out, DraftKings is full point PPR versus half point PPR on FanDuel. So definitely have to switch that up. So we're all just going to do FanDuel lineups, all right? Sorry for y'all who are playing DFS on DraftKings, but we're going to do FanDuel, all right? So let's go take a look at my lineup. So for my lineup, at QB, I got Derek Carr at 7,100. I like that game against Tennessee. Why not? Running back, I got Austin Eckler at 8,700. I spoke about this last episode. I think a lot of dump-offs coming his way, even if it's Herbert, who's going to be playing hurt, or if it's Chase Daniels that actually comes in and plays. So I like Eckler this week. Joe Mixon at 8,200. Against my Jets, we can't stop the run. So Mixon might be in for a great day. At my wide receivers, I got Garrett Wilson at 6,100. I got DJ Chark at 5,500. And I got Brandon Cooks at 6,600. Now, my wide receivers, my plan this week was just kind of go on just matchups on my wide receivers because I feel like those matchups can plan out for me because we got Garrett Wilson against Cincinnati, whose team doesn't look so great. And that game might as well is probably going to come out into like being a shootout. All right. DJ Chark definitely about to have a bounce back game. Didn't do anything week 2 after having a great week 1. Definitely going to bounce back with that matchup. Why not? And then Brandon Cooks. I like Brandon Cooks. He's been a solid wide receiver, but I feel like there's a breakout week coming, and I think it's this week. So be on the lookout for that. Tight end, I got Gerald Everett at 5,800. Going back to the Eckler, a lot of dump offs. Why not to the Eckler or the tight end who's, maybe coming back, going to run out some comeback curls or whatever it might be. So 5,800 for a cheap tight end that, saw the ball, saw 10 targets last week. Why not? And then my flex, I got T. Higgins. Now, this was just a play after I played with all the wide receivers, see how much money I had left over. I was able to snag T. Higgins at 7,300. Once again, against that Jets game, I feel like shootout. So if y'all agree, definitely try to plug in a lot of Jets players and Cincinnati Bengals players. And for my defense, I went Buffalo at 4,600. I think they're going to do work. They always do work, so I have to go with that. Now, let's take a look at Corey's lineup. Now, for Corey's lineup, he's got Mac Jones at his quarterback position with 6,400. I mean, maybe he went. I don't get that, but hey, maybe he just decided that he wanted to go cheap on QBs to spend money elsewhere. Then for his running backs, he's got Dameon Pierce at 5,800. Cam Akers also at 5,800. So Cam Akers playing Arizona. I like that. And Dameon Pierce, I love him, but hasn't done much. And maybe going back to my comment about Brandon Cooks, about him having a breakout week, it's due. So Dameon Pierce's breakout week might just be this week. We already know he gets the touches, so why not have it this week? For his wide receivers, he's got Cooper Kupp at 9,800, Justin Jefferson at 9,500, Amon-Ra St. Brown at 7,800. So that's where all his money went. So he did go cheap on his quarterback, but all his money went to his wide receivers, which all 3 of them have potential to have big games. So Corey, that lineup, man, you might do some work against us this week. Let's just see. For tight end, he went Logan Thomas at 5,400. He's been solid, nothing too crazy, but, with Carson Wentz throwing the ball. You never know what's going to happen with that boy. So he may look Logan Thomas's way, especially them playing Philly. The matchup defensively ain't all the greatest for them, so Logan Thomas might be able to break some free. So let's see. At his flex, he got Garrett Wilson at 6,100. So everybody's on that Garrett Wilson train. I see y'all. And for defense, he went Las Vegas at 3,400. So all in all, I like his team. He did spend a lot on his wide receivers, but if they all have like 20 plus games, that's just gonna make up for anybody else who doesn't have such a great game. Now let's look at KT's team. Now remember, this is all FanDuel, so don't forget. For KT's team, he got Jalen Hurts as his QB at 8,100. Okay, against Carson Wentz and the boys in Washington, that divisional game. You never know how that's gonna go, but Jalen Hurts has been killing it, so I don't see why I wouldn't even try to plug him in. For running back, he went Miles Sanders at 6,800. I don't like that at all. I do not like that at all. That offensive, that Philly offense, like the running backs, you can never tell who's gonna touch the ball. Gainwell, Boston Scott, like Sanders, like you never can tell. So I don't like that pick. He did go DeAndre Swift at his other running back spot at 8,000. I like that. Can't go wrong with DeAndre Swift. For his wide receivers, he went Stephon Diggs, Jahan Dotson, Mike Thomas. So Stephon Diggs was at 8,300, so he spent some money there on him. Jahan Dotson, which I like that play a lot, at 6,000, making me want to actually change my lineup and add him in. And he went Mike Thomas at 7,300. Now Mike Thomas is definitely a guy to look out for. Week 1, not a huge game, but he did end up getting a touchdown, so it was showing shades of old Mike Thomas again. Week 2, not so great. Tampa Bay did shut them out. So, not shut them out, but did shut them down, I should say. So, maybe it might be a comeback this week against Carolina. I actually like that play. At tight end, he went Mo Alley Cox with 4,600. Going cheap on his tight end. I don't know if I like anything about the Colts anymore. I do not know, so we'll see how that plays for him. At his flex, he went T. Higgins at 7,300. Once again, everybody's on that game hoping that it's going to be a shootout, which I think it is. And at defense, he went Las Vegas at 3,400. So solid team. I don't like Sanders or Mo Alley Cox on this squad, but maybe that's all he could make do with the money he had left over with everybody else he put money on. And last but not least, we've got Kevin's team. Now for Kevin's team, Joe Burrow, he's got at his QB spot at 7,500. Once again, shootout. Running backs, he got Cordell Patterson at 7,600. I like their matchup. And Dameon Pierce at 5,800. Hopefully that breakout game comes this week. With his wide receivers, he got Stephon Diggs at 8,300, Amon-Ra St. Brown at 7,800, Michael Pittman at 7,400. Now, Michael Pittman, bearing any injuries, if he comes back, might do work against a team that, they need him. They need Pittman. But obviously, last week, Matt Ryan didn't do shit. It's probably because he had no wide receivers to throw to. At tight end, he went Kyle Pitts at 5,600. Now, Kyle Pitts has been iffy for me every week. I'm thinking that he'll do it, and doesn't. So, we'll see how Kyle Pitts plays out for him. Kevin did go 2 Falcons players, so maybe he sees something that I didn't. I don't know. At flex, he got Curtis Samuel. I'm pretty sure he did that same play last week at 6,300. And defense, Atlanta with 3,700. So he went 3 Atlanta pieces for his lineup. Wow. We'll see how that works out. Now, here's a quick look at our records right now. Me being 1-1, Corey being 0-2, KT being 0-2, Kevin also being at 1-1. So we'll try to update you guys every week on our DFS lineups for y'all. Maybe we give y'all some insight or some plays that you guys might just want to, attach yourself to. But other than that, appreciate the love. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. As always, it's your boy Frankie J, Fantasy Blitz Show. We out. Peace.